All right, so in this video, we are done with our tints, okay? And the next step is we're going to go ahead and do shades. Now, the shades are not going to take a long time, like I was just telling you guys, but let's talk about how to do these. The shade is color plus just a little bit of black. Well, we have actually used almost every type of tempera paint we can, and what I mean by that is when we first began this, we had used the cakes. And some of you are still using the cakes with the white. We are using the liquid, which we put on our trays. And then I actually took powdered black tempera and made it into liquid. And it is literally just that. It is powder, and I added water to it, and now it is in the liquid form. So each table is going to get a little container like this. I will tell you, I probably poured a lot more than need be because black is such a strong color, you're just going to barely use any of this. So we're going to do the outline around our drop in the shade. That means we are going to apply a little bit of color with black, just a little bit of black, and that's what we're going to use for our outline. I have now upped the number of small brushes in your containers because I know for today not everybody's going to need them, but there should be at least 2 of these in each of the trays, or excuse me, your caddies. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do yellow just because it's a little quicker here. And so I'm going to keep my yellow pile clean, and I'm going to go ahead and put just a little separate area right there. Since we are doing the outline right here and around this little tiny dot area, we are not going to need a ton of yellow. And we're going to need even less of the black. So you will need a little water handy because I want to try and keep the black somewhat clean. So I just cleaned the paintbrush out. I'm just going to barely dip. In fact, I don't know if you guys saw that, but I just went basically right along the edge just to scoop up a tiny bit of black. And when we mix black with our colors, we make a darker version of that. And if you add too much of it, it will actually make it a neutral looking color. For example, it is so dominant over yellow that it actually will change it really quickly. And it'll look like it's just gray, maybe kind of like a nasty looking green even possibly. But what I have added right now still looks yellow. In fact, it's kind of mustard-like. And so this is what I want right there. It's still in the yellow family, but it is a darker version of yellow, so it's what we call a shade of yellow. Now, when we do this, we want to use just the very edge of the brush, and we're basically just going to go right over the top of this line. Let me see if I can get rid of that static. And I'm just barely touching the paper. I'm like skimming it right along the edge to just create almost kind of a shadow effect. You can turn your paper. And if you guys haven't caught on, I do a lot of what I call resting my arm on the paper like this. And I'm going to go right up to the edge right here. And then I'm going to do this little edge right here around my dot. You might have to dip it again. Keep turning as need be. This is where we're going to take a lot of careful time just to go around that edge. And that's my shadow that's done with the shade of that color. Next color I'd probably do is orange because I don't have to dump my water right now. Or you could do green. Orange and green are both made with yellow, so I can clean my brush a little bit. I still have my clean yellow here, so I can make another pile, put some orange, add what to it to make the shade? Black. Black. And again, just a tiny, tiny bit of black. Okay? So right now, let's go ahead. We are finishing up our tints. When you get done with your tints, you're going to be working on your shade. The only thing, hang on, is do not do your shade, the outline, okay, unless your colors are dry. All right? You may go ahead and get busy. No, it's fine. I'm going to take it. Sorry. You'll also notice I put some extra whites on your table to get us going.